Thank you. So, guys, thanks for joining. I really appreciate that it's a weekend and you have shown your interest to understand some of the new technologies. All we know that today's fast-paced technology, everything is growing very fast, right? People have started talking about AI, ML, then cloud has been there for always, then data and others, right? So these are ruling the world. I can tell you those three, four technologies will rule the world. And the data is super important. Okay, when I say data, there are different career perspective, around the data, right? Like data engineering, data analyst, right? Data scientist, science, and then also on top of that, people can use their data understanding in AI, ML, right? And of course, the database administrator as well. So if you are the data enthusiastic and you really want to set your career around data, I can tell you Power BI is a stepping stone. Okay. Still, also I'm trying to learn Power BI, Tableau, those BI tool, because by which you will understand at least, how can you integrate with different sources, right? How can you create a nice dashboard out of that for your business need, right? And also you'll understand what is the importance of so powerful their automatic query, that something they call, I think, DAX, that Saravanan sir will take care of. So I am with Saravanan, is the BI champion, and he has got a very rich experience around this data and Power BI and Tableau. So I'll not take much time to bore you. So I request Saravanan to take it forward from here, and he will be the instructor for this webinar, almost 1 hour or so. Okay, that is the context I would like to set first. Saravanan, can you please take it over from here and start your show? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. Good evening to all of you. How are you guys?
Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Sharon. Good evening.
Okay. Uh, Let me share my screen. Once you are able to see, please let me know.
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
Hope you
visible.
can.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So first, let me introduce about myself. Okay, my name is Saran Ramraj, a location in Bangalore. So experience, currently I'm doing corporate trainer. So I have 8+ years of experience in delivering corporate training programs, including production. If you see, I have overall 20+years and educational background in computer science, BSc. So I have conducted training for various companies like Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, Condiant, and so on. So major highlights, if you see, I am a Microsoft certified trainer. Any idea about Microsoft certified trainer, guys?
Yeah, I believe,
So,
yeah, you are the authorized person to give the trainings to the corporate and
yes,
individual, right?
it's like license. Microsoft has given a
License.
license. So once after they test us, they'll give us a license. So we can go ahead and train their products as well as other products also. So, and I do have PL 300, that is Power BI certification, and I do have data science certification from IBM and Google Sheets advanced topics. So these are the various technology which currently I'm conducting. So that's all about my small introduction. So let us go for Power BI. Okay. Before going to Power BI, I would like to introduce about yourself. Yeah, anyone can start.
Yeah,
Hello.
hi,
Yes,
dear, and yeah,
Sarvanan. Yes. Okay. Okay, sir. You can continue.
yeah, yeah, hi, I'm Priya Ranjan actually, and yeah, I'm working in DevOps technologies. Okay, and
Mhm.
so more than 15 years of experience. So in various technologies, like earlier I was in telecom domain, then moved to the middleware and and then DevOps technologies.
Okay, that sounds great. Next, anyone?
Hello. Yes, Sarvanan. My name is Aman, and currently working in telecom and trying to learn new things like Power BI or AI ML. Also learn
Okay,
cloud in past.
Yeah, good. Good to hear. Next about Sahil.
Hi, Jalan, can you hear me?
Uh, Voice is very low actually.
Okay, fine right now. Hello,
Still, we are not able to hear your voice.
hello.
Yeah, now
Saravanan, can you
okay.
hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Sahil, I can hear you.
I think some of the technical thing, probably we can continue.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
sir, no issue.
yeah.
Okay. So
Saravanan,
let me
can you hear
share
me?
my. Yes, yes. Maybe I'll continue. Eh, I'm sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see us.
Okay. So coming to if I talk about data. So what is data in general? What is data?
Data is any information about anything.
Okay.
It may
Any
be in
other?
any form. Yes.
Correct. Anybody else?
That's nothing but collection of data, a collection of information only,
Okay.
a form of different formats.
Correct. So we can say in technical word these days many people will say data is a oil. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Right. So it means data is everywhere. In every field we have a data. Any idea about how much data a particular company will be having? Like how much size? Like it is a GB or MB or how it is? How much size it will be when they get data from any other data source? In general, how much it will be?
Might be in terabytes or more than that.
Exactly. So when I talk about terabytes, if we are getting so much data, is it possible for human to analyze the data?
No.
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 So we required some powerful tool. We required some powerful tool that is called as business intelligence tool, where Microsoft is giving us in the form of a tool that is called Power BI. Is that clear?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So Power BI, BI stands for business intelligence. Any idea why they are telling us business intelligence?
I
What
think
is
we
Mhm.
can do much more. We can analyze much more insights about that data. That we can add some intelligence, or we can do something new. We can able to read more promptly or intelligently that data. I think
So through the
correct?
by the
visualization,
use of
they can see and they can check the trends like for the different
yes,
matrices.
Correct. In simple, if I say business intelligence tool that is Power BI, which helps us nowadays in every organization they use Power BI or any other sort of Power BI, any other sort of BI tool. Okay, it depends. So
like
now, mhm,
raw data we are converting into a visualization or
mhm,
intelligent form.
correct. So if I say like it is helping us to visualize, analyze the data, and the raw data we can make it as a meaningful information. It helps us to convert the raw data into a meaningful information to take the right action. I can say to take the right business decision. Am I right?
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Right. So let me go to few PowerPoint tools, then we'll go for a little bit practical. Okay. So Power BI tool applications. So any idea like in Power BI in the sense, so we have many tools in Power BI itself. We have many applications. So if I say applications or a tools, we have Power BI desktop and we have Power BI service, then Power BI mobile and Power BI server and Power BI report. Okay. So most of the time people will use Power BI desktop, Power BI service and Power BI mobile. Okay. So now in general, how the process is. In general, what is the process of data? So let me open a notepad. Okay. So as I mentioned, there are main three tools that is called Power BI desktop, Power BI service and Power BI mobile. We have other tools also. Like I said, Power BI report, then Power BI server. Okay. So we are going to see about these three products, the first three products. So what do you mean by Power BI desktop? So what is Power BI service and what is Power BI mobile? So what we can do in Power BI desktop is that Power BI desktop is is it free to use or we need to pay for this? We need to pay for this.
Not sure.
Okay. So Power BI desktop is a free version. Anybody can work on it and explore the things. Okay. To some extent, few futures won't be there because we are not paying. So without payment, if you work, a few options won't be there. Okay. But we can explore more in Power BI desktop. It helps us to create a report. It helps us to create a report. Okay. To create a report, what and all required? What is the first thing we require? To create a report, what is the first one we require?
Data.
Very good. Data. Okay. If you say about data, there are few types of data. Any idea what are the data? Few types of data we have.
In the form
Any
of
idea?
Excel data, in the form of Excel data, binary data, like
Okay. So what you are telling is it's a data source. Okay, that we call it as data source. In which we will get data source. It might be Excel, it might be CSV file, it might be JSON, and we have SQL, some Azure, etc. Okay,
Like discrete
these
type of discrete data or continuous data.
right. So I will say you one more thing. You might be knowing this. Okay, first thing is called as structured data. Agree?
yeah.
So what are the example for structured data? If you say structured data, can you give me the example? What do you mean by structured data, first of all?
Bank account details.
Okay, that's an example. What do you mean by structured data exactly? The data is organized one. Agree?
Yeah.
So if I take example, I can take this itself. Excel, SQL, Azure. These are structured data. Why do we say these are structured data? Because it is in the form of what? That is called table. So what do you mean by table?
Collection of rows and columns.
Very good. So how many dimensional it is?
Two.
Two dimensional, right? Rows and columns. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now all these things, Excel, SQL, Azure, everything in this will be stored in the form of table. So only we call that as a structured data. Okay. So next one, what is next one? It will be If I say structured data, what will be the next one?
Non-structured.
Okay. So one more is called as semi-structured data. Any idea about semi-structured data? So it's a partially organized. We call it as a partially organized data. So I would let you know that examples are, so what are the examples? One is called XML, another is called JSON. Any idea, have you heard about this? XML, JSON?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why do we choose this? Because it is less weight. Agree? Okay, these are called as semi-structured data. These are the file types. Like XML means extended markup language, JSON means JavaScript object notation. These are the less weight. So this type of file type we call it as semi-structured data.
Here, what
The
is the meaning of less weight?
less weight in the sense, for example, if I have a Excel, what happens is I can do some formatting. Like for example, I'll give color, background color, font color, I can give border. Am I true?
Yes.
In Excel, you can do multiple things. What happens is whenever you are doing this, the size of the file will increase. Agree? The
Okay.
size of the file will be increased. Whereas in XML JSON, there is no such format. Single format will be there. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, there will be no such format. It just a data will be there. That's all. So only we call it as LSW. Okay. The next is unstructured data. Any idea about unstructured data? What do you mean by unstructured data?
PDF.
Okay. PDF. In general, what do you mean by unstructured data? Not well organized. Correct. Data is
Yes.
not well organized. Right. So for this, a best example, as you mentioned, PDF also. And the more I can say is in today's world, we used to watch Instagram, right? Facebook, right? Audio, video, then email. So these all falls under unstructured data.
But in
There
Facebook,
would
I think my data should be in a structured form. If we will check the database in Facebook, then I think my
post.
profile should be yes. Any post?
Fa- Yeah, Facebook post, Instagram post, these are not structured data. This falls under unstructured data.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, only table is called structured data, right? And audio, video, these are the also unstructured data only, and even email. Okay. So for example, as I mentioned, to create a report, first we require data, right? So do you think, for example, ABC company is there? Okay, the company existing from 30 years. Do you think all the data will be stored in SQL format or some other format? Initially, like 30 years before, which application we had most of the time? Excel we had,
Yes.
or yeah. So what happens is whenever we are connecting to a data source from Power BI desktop, it depends on company. Each company won't migrate to all data to one application. For safer side, they might be having few data in Excel format itself, few data in SQL format, and few data will be Azure format. So Azure SQL database. At a time, they won't be migrating to complete to Azure SQL database. So slowly they will be migrating. Till that migration, they will be connecting all the data from different data source. Then they'll try to clean the data. Any idea what is the cleansing data? What do you mean by cleansing the data?
Swapping, मतलब data deletion or transfer it
Correct.
to recycle bin.
Right. I hope everyone knows Excel, right? I hope everyone is aware of Excel,
Yes.
right? So to learn Power BI, we require two things. The basic knowledge is enough. Excel and SQL. This is the combination of Power BI. So Excel and combination of Excel and SQL is the Power BI. Okay. To clean the data, we have called a powerful engine. Okay. To clean this data, we have got a powerful engine that is called as Power Query. This is a common in Excel as well as in Power BI. Okay. Where the process of cleaning is called as ETL. Any idea? ETL means?
Extract, transfer, and load.
Correct. So this process can be done with the help of an engine that is called as Power Query. So we can extract it, transform it, means doing some cleaning work. Then we can load into our Power BI desktop. Okay. Once the cleaning is done, the next is what? So once the cleaning is done, next procedure is what? We
Do
have to
some
create. Yes, please.
Yes, do some analysis or create some
Mhm.
insights
Okay.
from that data.
Okay. I'll come to that. So next is called as modeling the data. Any idea about modeling the data? What do you mean by modeling the data? In simple, if I say creating relationship between different tables, okay, with one common column. So modeling the data means creating a relationship between different tables with common column. So for example, if you consider two tables we have, employee ID and employee name. Let us consider this as a table 1. Okay. So the next table I have employee ID and salary. Let us consider we have employee ID and here I am giving the salary. Okay. So now we have two different tables. So which is the common column we have in this?
Employee ID.
Employee ID. So as I mentioned, modeling the data is nothing but giving a connection between two or more different tables. I can say more than one table. If you want to connect, we should have some common column that is called employee ID. So we can get employee ID number 1, what is the salary, based on giving the connection between these two tables. This is called as modeling the data. And this is the one which will be compared to all the things, this will be a little bit complication. Compared to all the steps, modeling the data will be complicated. It means most of the time you will spend on modeling the data if you're working on Power BI tools. Is that clear? This concept is clear? Any questions?
If any sheet doesn't have that common column, then we cannot model it.
Yeah, we cannot model it. We should have common column. It is a SQL, as I mentioned, Power BI is a combination of SQL
Okay.
as well as, okay. If you want to do, you need to create a common column by few steps. Okay, even that is possible. Suppose a column employee ID is not there, then at least some other name should be there which is matching with our table, both table. So what you are telling is that is one more concept we have that we call it as NoSQL. That is a different database where there won't be any common column. Okay, whereas in Power BI, most of the time you'll be having at least one common column. You won't get a data where there is no common column. Clear?
Okay.
The next modeling data is done. The next step is visualization. Okay, the next we can do with visualization. How we can do visualization? Few tools. For example, I can say column chart, bar chart, pie chart, and line chart. So after creating this any of the chart based on your data, the collection of this visualization is called as a report. I hope it is clear to everyone. The collection of this visualization is called as report.
Okay.
Okay. So before creating this visualization, we have after creating model, we have one more is called as DAX. You might be heard about this. This is a powerful formula language. I can say language also. This is a powerful formula language where it helps us to do many things. Right? In general, in Excel, how do we have formula or function? In similar way, in Power BI, they have provided DAX formula that we can apply on Power BI desktop. Okay. What do you mean by DAX? Any idea? It's called as data analysis expression. Okay. This we will apply in the modeling. Okay. This we will apply in the modeling itself. That is modeling data. Okay. So far it is clear. Any question you have?
No.
Okay. The question is, in which sector currently people are using Power BI? Can you tell me? In which sector currently people are using?
Finance, telecom,
Okay. Then
accounting.
any
There insurance everywhere.
that is the one answer I want. Okay. In all field, they are using Power BI because everywhere data lies, right? Of course, everywhere data is there. Of course, some BI tool is we required. So I can say in general, in all field, we have data. So we can use this Power BI. Can you tell me in which field we'll get more data? In which field we'll get more data? As you mentioned, terabytes. In which field? You people
Field,
might have worked in different companies, different, I can say, domains.
in cloud, we can get more data.
No, I'm asking about, so for example, companies I'm asking, like sectors I'm asking. In which sectors? For example, education, like that. In which sector will get more data? Or in which field?
Social
Okay,
media,
okay, very good. So we'll get social media, we'll get more data. And currently, each and every company is trying to get one project on so and so domains that is called as healthcare. Will you agree? Healthcare is a top data
Yes.
wise
Yes, yes,
everywhere. See, the one field which never goes down, that is called as healthcare. Until we exist in this universe, healthcare will be there. Agree?
yes.
Okay. So there only each and every company has a competition now to get a process or project for healthcare. It's a evergreen, right? So in healthcare we will get, then other than that, in education sector we'll get, as you mentioned, telecom will get, so and so. Many, I can say in various field we will get data, right? So now, okay. So Power BI tool and components we'll be seeing. What is those? What are those? It's a business analytical tool which will help us to see the insights of the data. Okay. Then, as I mentioned, this is Power BI desktop. Okay. These are the steps we are doing in Power BI desktop. So, for example, as I mentioned, Power BI desktop is a free service. Suppose if you want to share your report to your colleagues or to your friends, then we have a cloud service. We have a cloud service that is called as Power BI service. Okay, in simple, we call this as one more in technical SaaS. Any idea about SaaS?
Software as a service.
Okay. Why do we call as a software as service? Why do we call as a software as a service? Since it is a cloud, you are telling software as a service. What exactly the meaning of software as a service?
Only
The
thing is
in
that you have to buy and you have to use it. You don't need to do anything, any infrastructure things or anything.
in cloud there are so many other services also platform as a service, but we are providing software and providing service to our clients, and it is a software as a service.
Okay. In simple, if I tell you in general, what is the logic? Software as a service means is installation is required,
No,
storage capacity is required
no,
in your hard drive. No, right?
no,
Does any RAM speed is required?
no.
No. It means there is no such installation is required, no storage is required, RAM is required. Only the required is what?
Internet.
Internet speed. Agree? So it means, for example, Power BI desktop means you have to install in your system. You should have a good RAM, then only it runs. You should have a good storage capacity. So those are the things, challenges we have whenever we are installing application into our system. Whereas this cloud services, you just need to log in. You need only credential and internet speed. So once you log in, you can access Power BI service. So only that is called as software as a service, which is there is no much space required, installation is not required, RAM also not required. Is that clear? What is technically software as a service?
Yes,
Okay. Then, so these are the key features as I mentioned. Real-time data access we can do. We can integrate data source, different data source. As I mentioned, a company, ABC company cannot have all the data source, all the data in one data source. They can have different like Excel, CSV file, SQL, Oracle, Azure, right? So we can connect to different data source and we can create a report. Then one question I have, can we create dashboard? Can we create a dashboard in Power BI desktop?
yes,
Okay. Actually, the answer is no. Agree or not?
But what we have visualized in a form of pie chart, that is
Correct.
itself a dashboard.
Okay. So whatever you're creating in Power BI desktop, that is not called as dashboard. That is called as report.
Okay.
Okay. Then where else we can create dashboard? Dashboard can be created in Power BI service.
What is the difference between two?
Okay. So report means you can have number of visualization. You can have many pages. Report can have one or more pages. I'm repeating, report can have one or more pages. Whereas dashboard means we call it as one page Canva, or I can say one page template, where we can have only important visualization, which is required for your client or for your company.
That's a summary.
It's a summary, or I can say it is like overview.
Okay.
Okay. No one has much time to see your data. So, for example, if you have a report of 100 page, do your client have time to see?
No.
He doesn't require 100 pages to see. Even if you explain about 100 pages, he won't be interested. To make it simple, we can create a dashboard where we can have all important visualization to make sure he is understanding, he or she is understanding. That we can create in Power BI service. And you too can create report as well in Power BI service, but with few options, not like Power BI desktop. Okay. In general, Power BI service will help you to create a dashboard and to collaborate with your colleagues. Or you can share the assets. I can say share the assets. Like dashboard, you can share, report, you can share, and you can create an app that is called as app. App is nothing but collection of reports and dashboards.
There
Till
are
this?
two services still now. I think Power BI desktop and second one is Power BI service.
Yes,
And with the
exactly.
Power BI desktop, we cannot make dashboards
Very good,
with Power
very
BI
good.
desktop. Yes, I think.
Correct, correct. Power BI desktop, whatever you create, you might be hearing till now it is a dashboard. It is not a dashboard. Whatever you create in Power BI desktop, that we call it as reports.
And we cannot make dashboards with desktop.
Yes, dashboard we cannot make in desktop. Dashboard means one page Canva that you can do only in Power BI service. And
And
again,
it
I
is
want
also
to,
free.
that's what I'm telling. It is a paid service.
Okay.
So you have to pay for this. Trial version, you can do it like 30 days. Microsoft will give us with our personal Gmail ID. They will provide you 30 days. So after that, if you want, you can pay it and do it. Suppose if you are working in organization, if they are giving Power BI facility, so company will pay. You no need to pay. Okay. I hope this is clear till this.
Yes.
Okay. The next
And
is,
the third one is Power BI app. You are saying collection of reports and dashboards. What is it?
so for example, in mobile,
Hello, Sarvana.
yes, please.
I'm Sahil. You told that dashboard is different and report is different. Okay.
Yeah.
So exactly what is the difference in between both of them?
Okay. So for example, see, report means, for example, you will be having a huge data or large data. For your convenience, you may create more pages in your desktop. So for example, I have one project. So what I will do is, for example, let me take sales. So I am working in sales service. So I might be having more than 10 pages in our Power BI desktop. The 10 pages we cannot share to our client or higher stakeholders. To make it simple, this in this all 10 pages, we need to choose very important one and we need to create one dashboard. That dashboard can be created only in Power BI service. That we call it as one page canvas. I will show you the example in practical way also. Is that clear so far?
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to
So
just need this one. As we use SaaS service as a software as a service for service
yes,
platform.
yeah.
So
Any
for
cloud
software,
application. So for
uh-huh.
example, any cloud application if you are using other than desktop service, if you are using internet, in simple if I say in internet you are accessing some application, then that is called as software as a service.
So rest of the two more two types are like the platform as a services. There is
No, I didn't get you.
uh, other two types of services are also there, no? Like platform as a service, PaaS, something like that. Did you
EAA.
also check? No,
PaaS
P for parent,
platform.
P for
Yeah,
parent.
yeah.
Yeah, platform as a service. I'm not
Right.
aware about
Yes,
that. That is completely cloud.
yes, yes. So it's a kind of different thing. Platform as a service, like everything to be managed by the cloud service provider. So you really don't need to
Yes.
manage. Okay. So this is a separate thing. Okay, we'll discuss later. Yeah. This is the
Okay.
service that Sarwan is trying to say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Debajit. So Power BI mobile. The next is Power BI mobile. It means we can share the report or dashboard anytime, anywhere. Okay. For example, if your client want to see or if a higher stakeholder want to see the report immediately from Power BI service, you can transfer to him in the form of Power BI mobile view. So anytime, anywhere, he can see the your report, whatever you have created. So he can see immediately. Okay. And provided this is only viewable. Other things we can do some modification, whereas Power BI mobile, you can only view. You cannot modify it.
And Power BI app is like a database or where we are collecting our files,
Yeah.
that final
Power
reports.
BI, yeah. So this app is nothing but, for example, you have Android, right? Android or iOS. You will get an
Yes.
application, right? Similar
Yes.
to that, you can install this application. Similar to that, it looks like application, which will be having a collection of reports and dashboards. Similar to
Okay.
an application, how you have in mobile. So like that, a app can be created and later we can view it. Okay. So this is a theory part. I'll just show you the practical. So for example, how to open Power BI, we can go to Start menu. So first, if you want to install, we have to go to Store. From here, we need to have Power BI Desktop from Microsoft Store. And one more thing I want to add, Microsoft Power BI Desktop can be installed only in Windows system, not in Mac.
Yes.
So you need to type Power BI Desktop. So once you type Power BI Desktop, you will be getting this. You can install this. Once you have installed,
Can we use it online?
Power BI service, whatever you're using in online, that is called as Power BI service. Desktop, you can only install in desktop itself, system itself.
And in Power BI service, we can make both dashboards and reports.
Yes, dashboard and reports you can create, but reports only limited options,
Okay.
not like desktop, right? Okay.
Okay.
So once you open, this is the overview. Okay, this is the backstage view we can see. So suppose if you want to go to blank report, you can create on blank report. Okay. So these are the various tab I can say, starting from home to external tools. So in general, up to help, you will be having. Okay, these are the different commands. So for example, I want to get a data. Okay, so directly I can go from here, go to get data. So these are the connectors. So more than 100 connectors Microsoft is providing. These are the common data source they can use. For example, if you want to go to more, you can click on more. So based on all other, for example, I can see file, file types, database, and we have Microsoft Fabric, the Power Platform. These are the different connectors based on the data source they have given us. So they'll be
Integration
keep
source.
updating. Yeah, integration. So every 3 months or monthly, so based on the requirement, Microsoft will be keep upgrading the different connect source, data source. So these are all connectors. So for example, if I want to connect some Excel file, I can go from here. SharePoint folder, I can connect from here. So for example, I'm connecting Excel workbook here and click on connect. So this will take you to directly to Power Query editor. So let me open some file.
That's doing
So
ETL work.
yes, ETL work. So for example, I have taxes or something. So I'll just open this file. When I open, it will give you some preview. So these are the data you can look for this. Yes, this is my data. Now, first we need to check whether cleaning is required or not. Do you do you think any cleaning is required here?
Writes per day.
Yes, correct.
That's something.
So you can see column 1, column 2 2 is there. Does it make sense? Header cannot be
No.
like column 1, column 2. Some cleaning is required. If you feel cleaning is not required, you can load the data directly. It will go to Power BI desktop. Right? So here I want to do some cleaning. So what I will do, I directly click on transform data. So it will take you to Power Query editor. So this is the engine I said. It's a Power Query editor where we can do some cleaning work. Okay. So now these are the tools where we can click and we will get the result. So for example, here column 1 and column 2 is there. But I want first row to be the column header. How I can achieve? Okay. So
Remove
directly you
first.
can home, directly you can go for home or transform. On the right side, you can see some transform, right? Here you can see, right? A
Yes.
transform. Then you can see one more, use first row as a header. Are you able to see?
Yes.
So what you can do, directly you can click on this. The first row will be header.
Done.
Okay. So the left side, whatever you see, the table is called as queries. The right side, whatever you see, these are the properties. Similar to Excel macros, each steps will be noted down like this. But in backend, it is writing some coding like this. It will write code. You no need to worry. So in backend, whatever steps you are doing, here it will be applied. Later, if you want to do any undo you cannot do. Only thing you can do is delete it. Okay. So anything else, any cleaning is required here other than this?
Means you're saying we cannot come back to this file and do some changes again.
Yes, undo is not possible. Only thing is you can delete it. So for example, if I have done some steps previously, I can delete like this. That's it. So again, I have to start from beginning. So again, I
Okay.
need to go to use for first row as a header. Okay. Then here we have a, okay, in general, how date will be, what is the format of date?
That's a month. That's a day, month, and year.
Correct. So when you see here, something is called as ABC. These are the different data types. We need to understand, or we need to make BI tool to understand this is my date, not a text. So for that, we need to click on here and we have to click on date. Is it clear?
Okay.
Okay. So we need to click on date. Sometime what happens, it won't understand. See, I'm getting error. Am I getting error?
Yes.
Why I'm getting error? Because we are currently staying in India. Indian time is what? DDMMYYYY. Whereas I have imported a data from US. So what I will do, I'll go for file, go to option and settings. Okay. Click on options. First, I'll let BI tool to know that this data set belongs to US. So for that, I'll go for current file, regional settings. Instead of India, I'll scroll down. So I'll go for English United States. Now I'll click on OK. So once it is done, so now I need to go to transform, click on detect data type. As I mentioned, it is a BI tool. Once we have done everything, settings is correct, you have to click on detect data type. So directly you'll get a calendar icon.
But before we see that in some cases he has filled the date format, and in some cases he has given that error. In all the
Okay.
cases when we have changed the data type to date, it should be reflected as an error. No? I think if we have not set that time to
Yeah.
US.
So for example, as I mentioned you, if you are getting, first you need to understand from which client or which country we are getting the data. For example, if you are getting data from US, make sure you go for option and settings, change the data source. So go to regional settings, change the regional settings from a default India to United States. If it is India or United Kingdom, no issue because we both follow same format only. Only United States, most of the time they'll follow a different, right?
Okay.
So make sure you click on this, then click on OK. Then you have to change to detect data type.
And it is only for data type, data type.
Yeah, not only data type, for everything. In default, what happens, if your setting is correct, since it is a BI tool, it will try to understand and it will give some information, means some data type it will say. Sometimes even it is a machine, right? We are human. We are intelligent than machine. True or not?
Yes.
We should agree, right? We are intelligent, right?
Yes. We are making
We
machines.
should we should not leave our intelligence to machines, right? So far, our job will be safe. Until people think human is intelligent than machine, our job is secure, right?
Yes.
Okay. So similar to that, suppose if BI tool is not able to understand, for example, you have multiple column, you can directly do Control A and click on detect data type. If it is not able to detect, after doing this exercise also, if you are not able to detect, if BI tool is not able to detect, then you need to click on this and you need to decide which data type I want.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, here we need to split it. Rides per day passenger is there. So we can go to split column by delimiter. It will understand what is the delimiter. What do you mean by
Yes.
delimiter?
Underscore.
Yeah, what do you mean by delimiter in general? Any
It's
idea?
underscore any separation.
Yes, it is a separator, right? It is a separator. So where it will try to understand what is the separator we have in our data set, then click on OK. That's it. So again, you need to double click here. So here I'll mention as rides per day. Here I'll mention as double click and mention as only passengers. So once you have done all cleaning, directly you can go to home, close and apply. This will get load into our Power BI desktop. So most of the time you will spend in cleaning the data and modeling the data. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the right side, you can see the data. So this is called as, any idea what is this called as? So workaround area. This we call it as canvas. On the left side, you can see many things. The first one is called the report view. Second one is table view. And the third one is model, modeling the data. Model view it is. To create a relationships. I hope it is clear so far. Any questions you have for me?
No,
It is going from down to up.
Yes, please.
Means it is going from downside to upside. Like first we have taken the raw data and then modeling, and then we'll create a table or then
Right.
visualization.
So first we need to import the data, clean the data. Once you clean the data, you have to load the data. So you can see, observe here, this is for visualization. If you, for example, if I click on this, then I can select some column. These are the columns. For example, I can select passengers. Then I can select year wise how many, quarter wise how many. See like this. So this is called as report view. Whereas if you want to see the columns, you can go to directly to table view and you can see what are the column existing in my data. And then this one, the last one is, as I mentioned, to create a connection between different tables. Is it clear?
But here we have only one table, no?
Yeah, here it is one table. No, my example I'm telling. If I want to connect multiple table, then we can give a connection to different tables.
Okay.
Okay, that's a big
On the
process.
relationship,
It will take more than 1 hour actually. So in 1 hour,
no,
whatever we can occupy, we have done it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
that's all, Debajit from me. Thank you.
thanks, thanks,
hello,
Saravanan.
hello.
Hey, hi, Sahil. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, there was just a last question for Karuna. Can I
Your voice is still feeble, Sahil. I'm not sure why. Could you please? Is this a question for Saravanan or me? What is the question?
No, no, so Sarvana. This one. The relationship is basically the parent table and child table, right?
Exactly.
It
Parent table and
it
child table.
follows
I
the same
told you,
process.
right? Yes. It's a combination of
Yes,
Excel
yes.
and SQL, as I
So,
mentioned.
mhm.
Yes,
But
please.
So
parent table or
for
child table, it's a combination of tables that has a common column, I think.
Correct, correct, correct. So parent
yeah,
table
that
will
is
be
the base
having
of
a,
the model, and
yeah, parent table will be
yeah,
having
the
a primary
foreign
key,
key
right?
presence as a form.
Yes.
Correct,
Parent
correct.
table will be having a primary key. Foreign table. Yeah, what is that? Child table will be having the foreign key.
Child table will have foreign key.
Exactly.
Foreign key will be
SQL.
primary key of the primary parent table.
Correct, correct.
All right.
So,
So
Shravan,
the
one
thing
last
is,
question.
when we delete any table, Sarvan, just moving ahead on that. For deleting any table data from the table, so we have to move from child to parent or parent to child. Like we have to delete from the primary key first, or like directly from the first.
So anyway, you can do connection. It will try to understand. It is a BI tool, right? However you connect. So for example, you are connecting from primary to foreign, one to many relation will be created. From child to parent, if you create, it will create many to one relationship. Did I
Okay.
answer your question?
I think Priyaranjan also does have a quick question, Saravanan. We can take Priyaranjan questions also, and then we
Well,
can.
one small question. So, Shravan, we have the data in different scattered, right? In the like, suppose you know Jira portal, right? So, Jira portal, I have a lot of data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can I like pull the data from Jira and can present it to the like multiple Power BI desktop or like report or some kind of dashboards?
Mm-hmm.
That will
Yes,
work on.
we can do it. See, for example, I will give you one example. For example, Power BI doesn't have Jira. Consider. Okay, then we have to create some API. Through that API, we need to connect. Again, it's a long process.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope so, like every 3 months once or 2 months once, they will be adding new technologies, whatever is there in the globe. They'll be keep adding in data source for connector. That's all
Currently,
for
Jira
me.
is not.
Next session, yeah.
No, I need to check. I cannot tell it is not there. Might be keep on updating, right?
Yes.
So we can check it. I'll let you know by checking that. Okay.
We have to conclude, unfortunately, Saravanan, everybody. It's a great session. Thanks. So, and really thanks you guys that you showed up your interest. So, what we'll do that if you have a further interest in Power BI or something like that, so I'll ask team to reach you over there. And if you have any confusion, any question, then probably we can have another sessions to clear your doubts. So this is the kind of webinar, and every month we are planning for different technology. Maybe next month I'm planning for some of the new things from the cloud perspective, and then DevOps, etc. So we have to conclude now, and once again, thank you, and probably we'll see you very soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Devajit.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice session.
Right.
Thank you.
Agree.